Disgaea has always been one of those franchises that I've played since the PS2 era that I keep looking forward to, just hoping something extra will happen with each new entry. Will this one be the one which finally does enough innovation to the series? The short answer is yes, sort of. I'll start with the negatives that I have with the game. Firstly, fans of the series will notice a lot of character classes and skills missing, meaning your party will consist of a lot of repeats or just a hugely high level few. The level layout is very similar to one another, which is a shame because the level design is pretty good. I would have enjoyed a lot more claustrophobic hallway style levels, giving you the choice of waiting for your enemies or throwing your party forward into a pincer attack, instead of the usual big square or big rectangle. Another issue is you will fight the same enemies over and over again, this time including the bosses. Your first boss fight is essentially your final boss fight within the main story. Also, the story is pretty forgettable. Then again, that's kind of par for the course with the Disgaea games. Now, enough moaning and let's get to the good stuff. Character customization has been made super simple, but to its benefit. Thanks to the juice bar. You no longer need to spend hours reincarnating to a new class just to learn certain skills. Now you can just chug a drink and max out every class instantly for each character, provided you have the money and experience points. The item world has also been adjusted. There are many more random events, levels are more compact, and the way you gain innocence to improve weapons and equipment has been streamlined to great effect, removing so much busy work from the previous games. Battles are much faster paced with added MVP bonuses based on what each character does in that fight. Even better is the fast forward, auto battle and auto repeat features. So if you wanted to grind for a while, you can let the game do it for you, even though that was never needed to finish the main game. You even have menu shortcuts instead of running around in the overworld, although you can still do it and jump around like a weirdo, like I did. And while the story is filled with way too many comic relief characters to be taken seriously, I genuinely laughed at a lot of the interactions and clever dialogue. The last thing I would touch on is how the reincarnation system is no longer a chore. Thanks to faster paced battles, huge amounts of customization, hundreds of quests, and that deliciously beautiful juice bar, you'll easily reach the same level you started from within a few battles and be much stronger for it. Disgaea 6 is at its best when it leans into the absurdity of it all, gets your characters outrageously powerful, and has you doing literal billions of damage within a few hours. Play around with the different classes and have a smile on your face while you do it. I easily recommend you give this a try. Without a doubt, Disgaea 6 Complete is the most accessible game in the series. Now, it doesn't improve tremendously or massively from the previous game, or even say from Disgaea 4 and 3. However, it does enough to make it really interesting and want you to play more and more without doing that horrendous grind. On the plus side, you can do the main story in quite a reasonable amount of time instead of having to do multiple different save files and multiple different endings to finally get to that true one at the end. But honestly, it's done those tiny improvements which have made a massive difference to this game, and which is why I'd easily recommend you play it for you JRPG fans. Just having that auto repeat and auto battle mode alone just completely takes out any unnecessary grinding if you have to do it in the first place. I found myself not needing to do that, but I just enjoyed reincarnating my characters. That was like, oh fine, I'll just go make myself dinner and then let it just play on its own. Saves me doing it and having to do everything manually. There's just loads of little things which have really stacked up to make this game so much fun to play and enjoyable throughout. So whether it just be watching the characters do all their weird and wonderful things, which the series is known for, or just trying to find which new world or which new adventure we will be taking part in. It was a lot of fun, and I easily recommend you play it.